Okay, so in previous lectures we have covered most of the tools or commands of the 2D drawing. We will now move into the 3D drawing. Again, when you click on the Creo, this window will appear. Go into the new part, rename the part accordingly, click on the OK. This window will appear. Go into the sketch again, select the plane, click on the sketch, make it parallel to the screen. Let's suppose we have drawn a simple rectangle and a circle. We will delete some of the lines. Okay, let's suppose I have made this closed figure and I want to convert it into the 3D. Click on the OK from here. Once you click on the OK, this area will appear. Here you can see a command that is written as extrude. Create three-dimensional solid or surface by projecting a two-dimensional section at a specified distance normal to the sketching plane. So you can see that as you have generated a 2D drawing and you want to convert it into the 3D, so click on the extrude. Once you click on the extrude, this will appear. To rotate it slightly, click on the central button or the scroller of the mouse and move it slightly. So you can see that a certain thickness for the defined entity has been created. You can change the thickness as whatever is required. For example, I want to change this 196, so I will double click on it, enter the desired value and click on the OK. You can also change the dimensions by clicking on this square, right click on it and drag it accordingly. So this is how you can change the dimensions. You can also change the dimensions from here, right click here, enter the desired value and click on OK. So there are three different ways of changing the dimension of the height. If you want to flip this on the other side, click on this arrowhead, so it will flip on the other side. You can see that when I drag this, it just gets extruded on one of the side. If I want this to get extruded on both the sides, we can go here, right click, select the second option that says extrude on both sides, right click on it. Now you can see there are two boxes. If you drag one box, the other gets dragged automatically and your extrude is being generated in both the directions and on both the sides. So this is how it works. If you want to extrude on both the sides, click on the extrude on both sides. If you want to extrude on a single side, click on this and it will again be back to extruding on a single side. As you can see that I have just created a simple 2D line sketch and it got converted into the 3D figure as a solid. If you want to extrude it as a surface, click here on extrude as surface. So it will get extruded as a surface and again you can define the height of it. So you have got both the options if you want to extrude it as a surface or if you want to extrude it as the solid. If you want to get it done, so click on the OK and the changes you have made will be saved. So this is what you have generated. If again you want to sketch on it, now you have got different sides on which you can sketch. You can sketch on this side, you can sketch here, you can sketch there, and whatever side you want to sketch. Let's suppose I want to sketch here, right click on it, click on the sketch, click on the sketch view so that it becomes parallel to the screen, and now you can use the 2D commands that you have studied to create any sketch that you want. Let's suppose we're using centering point. We'll create a circle here. Again, if I want to extrude it, I will click on the OK, extrude, so it will get extruded. If you want to flip, you can use this arrowhead, so it will get flipped to the other side. If you want to increase its height, you can use the box to drag it accordingly. Here you have got two options, either extrude it as a solid, or here it comes remove material. So it means that it will get the material removed from where it passes. If I click on the remove material, so you can see that a hole has been created. If you want to do not remove the material, right click on it again and it will again appear as this. So this is how, if you want to remove the material, you can easily do it accordingly. If I want to remove the material till this point, so I will define its height, depth till this point, then I will click on the remove material. So till that depth the material has been removed. You can see another arrowhead indicating here. It is towards the circle, which means that the material of the circle has been removed. If I want to remove the material of the outside entity, I will click on it and it will flip to the outside. So whatever depth I has defined, it will remove the material from that entity. So you have got the options if you want to remove the material from the outside entity or from the inside entity. So this is how it works. If again I have clicked on the tick, so this is what appears. If I want to sketch again, I will again right click on this side, click on the sketch, make it parallel to the plane. If I want to again make a circle somewhere here, okay, click on the OK button, extrude it and get it defined to a certain point. If you want it to get extruded on both the sides, click on that and you can see that it is extruded on both the sides. Click on the OK button and it will appear as this. So we are using simple commands that we have already studied and we are extruding it to create or convert it into a 3D drawing. If let's suppose I just want to sketch now on this side, right click on this side, click on the sketch, make it parallel to the screen. Let's suppose now we want to make a rectangle here. Make the rectangle, click on OK, extrude it, change it accordingly. If you want to extrude it on this side, give the dimensions here. If you want to remove the material from the other side, give this dimensions accordingly. It will define the depth and click on the remove material, so the material will be removed. Again, you have got this arrowhead which will define that you want to remove the material of inside entity or outside surface. Let's suppose we wanted to remove the material of outside surface, so click on the OK button. So this is how it appears. Let's just try again something, writing on it. Sketch, move here, click on the text entity that we have already studied, define the height, enter whatever you want. Let's suppose it be lab, click on OK, or you can also change the aspect ratio accordingly, click on OK and then extrude it, so it will get extruded. Click on OK. So this is how you can use the simple 2D commands that you have studied already to generate a 3D figure. So that was just an example of how you can make use of all the commands that you have studied. Just try using different commands, but keep in mind that your entity will only be extruded if it is a complete closed figure. If it's not a complete closed figure, it won't get extruded. You can also change any of the extrude that you want by right clicking on here, then left click. You can either delete it or you can edit it. So click on the edit definition and you can simply change it accordingly. Let's suppose we want to remove the material, click on OK. So instead of deleting the whole entity and generating it again, you can simply extrude. You can simply edit whichever extrude you want. If I want to edit this one extrude, I will right click on it and again you see that its color become changed and you can edit it accordingly. So this is how it works. So that was just a simple example of how to use the 2D commands and extrude command. Let's just open another part Again, go into the sketch and this. Now I want to use the revolve command of the 3D drawing. So for that I will be required to draw a center line. So let this be a center line, and for example a simple circle. I want this circle to get revolved around this center line. Click on the OK, click on the revolve, so you can see that circle has been revolved around the center line that you have defined. You can also change the degree, the angle, either by right clicking or double clicking here and putting the required angle. So you can see that the angle has been changed. You can also change the angle by clicking on the box and dragging it accordingly, and you can change the angle from here too. Again, you can extrude it as a surface or as a solid. It's now extruded as a solid. If I want to extrude it as a surface, I will click on revolve as surface. So you can see now it is being revolved as a surface. So this is how you can use the revolve command. Let's simply just look at another example of revolve command. Go into the sketch, make it parallel to the plane, define a center line, and let's simply make certain lines that we want to get revolve around. Okay, so a closed figure I have made. I want this particular entity to get revolved at 360 degrees or whatever angle I define against the center line. Click on the OK and click on the revolve. So you can see that it gets revolved around the center line. You can change the angle from here. So this is how your revolve command works. Click on OK. So this is your final shape. And if you further want to sketch on it, click on this sketch and define the surface on which you want to sketch and make the 2D entities accordingly. Okay, to delete it, click on delete and it will be deleted again. Sketch right top, whatsoever it is, and it will be back to this area. Now let's just simply make a rectangle and extrude it. Click on OK, click on extrude, so it will get extruded. You can enter the value here accordingly. Let it be this, or let's just make it a bit longer. Click on OK. Now you can see that we are having a sketch command and we're also having certain 3D commands which we can use. Let's suppose we want to insert a hole in this. So we have got two options. Either we will select the surface, go into the sketch, select the surface, go into the sketch, make it parallel, make a circle, click on OK, extrude it in the opposite side and click on the remove material. So this is how you can generate a hole. Or else we can use the already defined hole feature in 3D. Click simply on the hole and place it here. Once you place it here, you can see that there are two green boxes and three white boxes. The green boxes are used to define its specific dimensions from a certain point. Press on this green box and place it to a side from which you want to get it the dimensions. Again, click on the green box and attach it to a certain side. Now you can edit the dimensions from here. If you want to place it at 50 or 55 inches from here, simply enter the dimensions and it will move accordingly. Same is the case with other side. You can change the dimensions of that. This box is used to change its diameter. You can also change the diameter from here. This is used to define the depth. You can also define the depth from here. So this is how you can, or even if you want to change its placement, right click on this box and move it accordingly. So this is how you can generate a hole without sketching, but simply importing the hole in the 3D feature that has already been given. Click on the OK. So this is how the hole appears. If you want to edit it, right click on it, click on the edit definition and change the diameter or whatsoever dimensions you want to change. Click on again OK. So this is how it looks. Let's suppose we have imported another hole here, somewhere here, or let's place it somewhere here. Again, you first have to move the green boxes to the sides from which you want to give it the distance. If you don't move the green boxes, this command won't get active. Now you can also change its bottom. This is showing a straight line and this is showing an inclined feature. So if you click on it, you can see that an inclined feature has been created inside. Similarly, you can also work on different commands accordingly. This isn't placed in a proper position, so we'll place it somewhere here. I have clicked on it, so you can see that it has attained the shape of this, where you can add counter bow. You can also use this one, you can use this one accordingly. You can get all the details of the dimensions from right clicking on the shape, and here are all the details. You can change the dimensions of this height from here, for counter bow from here, for the depth from here, for the angle that is being created from here, and for the diameter from here. So this is how you can give different dimensions to it. Let it be 22, so the diameter has been changed from 33 to 22. You can similarly change the angle, you can change this. So you can see that whatever value I enter here is being changed here too. So you can change it either by dragging these boxes or by changing the values here. If I want to confirm it, or if I want to make it okay, so click on the OK command and you can see this hole has been generated. So if I was supposed to make this without the hole feature, it would be quite time taking. So you can use the hole command to simplify and work as easily as possible. So this is how you can use the hole command. The next is the round. So as we have already studied the round command in the 2D drawing, it is used to round the edges. Here it is also used for the same reason. Click on it, click on the side that you want to get round. Once you click on it, these boxes will appear, and if you drag them, you can see that the edge gets rounded. You can also change the value from here. So this is how the round command works. Click on the OK to make it how it looks. We can also use the chamfer command. There are two types. One is the edge and the other is the corner chamfer. Click on the edge chamfer, select the edge that you want to get chamfered. For chamfer command, that is just the same as the round, but both the sides are joined by a straight line here. You can drag and see how a chamfer is created. When I drag this box, you can see that it creates the same chamfer on both the sides. You can also add it and enter the value from here. If you want a slightly larger chamfer on this side than this side, you can change here from D cross D to D1 cross D2. That means you will define a separate dimension for this side and a separate dimension for this side. You can also enter the values from here. So this is how D1 cross D2 chamfer works. If you want one side to get a certain angle and the other side To get a certain dimension, click on angle cross T. So for one side you will be defining an angle, and for the other side you will be defining the dimensions. You can also flip for whichever side you want to give angle, and for whichever side you want to give the dimensions. So this is how angle cross D works. The next is the 45 cross D. So one angle will be 45 and the next will be D. So whatever D you want, you can give it from here. So this is how different dimensions and angles for chamfer works. If you want to confirm it and apply the changes, click on the OK. So this is how chamfer command works. To delete this all, or just simply we will open another window for shell command. Okay, so let's again, we have drawn a single rectangle. Click on OK, click on extrude. It gets extruded, click on OK. Now before going into sketch, we can see different 3D features shown here. If I click on the shell, that means that it will form a shell command here, and it will remove the material from the inside of this box. Click on the shell, click on the surface, and you can see that the material has been removed from it. You can change the thickness from either dragging this box or entering the value here. If you want to create a shell on the outer side, you can drag it on in the opposite direction. So this is how shell command works. We will be discussing the remaining 3D features in the next lecture. Do practice these commands, each and every command separately, so you may know how to use them. Make certain sketches, do apply extrude on them, and then do practice revolve, hole, round, chamfer, and shell for today. Thank you so much.